To the markets now. On Wall Street, the Dow snapped its six-day win streak. Stocks had opened strong on reports of stimulus measures taken by the Chinese government to juice its economy. But that rally fizzled, and the industrial average by the close was down 14 points to 26,048. The Nasdaq fell a fraction. The S&P was down 1 point. Today's pullback has some investors wondering whether the recent rally can be trusted. Mike Santoli is at the New York Stock Exchange tonight.
Stocks have recovered most of the ground they lost in the May pullback, with the S&P 500 now less than 3% from a record high. But investors seem not ready to embrace this rebound rally just yet. Bank of America Merrill Lynch reports its clients sent only a trickle of new cash into stocks last week, even as the market climbed to more than 4%. An indicator of investor sentiment called the Fear Greed Index remains in the fearful zone at 35 on a 0 to 100 scale. And the so-called volatility index has not declined in recent days as it usually does in a rising market, a sign that traders continue to pay up for options that give protection against a market drop over the next month. This persistent caution among investors likely has a lot to do with the confusing economic crosscurrents and a series of crucial events that could swing markets around in coming weeks. Friday's soft employment report solidified expectations for a Federal Reserve rate cut in coming months, but with the Fed set to meet next week, plenty of suspense remains over its intentions, and even whether a rate cut to support the economy and lift inflation should be welcomed. The G20 meeting of world leaders at the end of June could be the site of a meeting between President Trump and China's President Xi to hammer out a trade deal. But no firm plans are set, and the U.S. stands ready to extend tariffs to another $300 billion in Chinese imports around that time. Meantime, the S&P itself is near levels where it peaked 3 times since January of 2018, explaining some hesitation among investors to buy aggressively right now at today's prices. Sometimes a backdrop of caution and skepticism is a positive for market performance looking forward, but only if investors' worst fears are not realized. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Mike Santoli at the New York Stock Exchange.